Welcome to Sports Guy Talking. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Damar Hamlin getting a cardiac arrest against the Bengals on Monday Night Football. Now, Damar Hamlin, he's a safety for the Buffalo Bills, and he's been a solid contributor for them. But let's talk about more important things than what's going on the football field. Now, the game ended being suspended, as this has been a very rare situation for the NFL to have dealt with. I'll talk about the other situation that the NFL had to deal with this in the past. Now, prayers, obviously, to Damar Hamlin are much needed. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So, here it is. What is your reaction to Damar Hamlin's cardiac arrest? Now, I think the answer to this is pretty obvious. I think that there's really only one answer for this, and that we got to pray for Damar Hamlin to recover from his cardiac arrest. I mean, obviously what happened to him was very horrible, and this is very bad for the NFL, obviously very bad for what happened to him and his family. I mean, to see a player just collapse on the ground, especially on a routine hit, I mean, that's got to be sickening to see. I saw this game, I was looking at it, and it kind of made me sick to my stomach. Now, if you guys know me, I'm a really passionate football fan. But I think even most passionate football fans, if not all of us, could definitely agree that Damar Hamlin, what he experienced was truly, truly saddening to see. And we're hoping that everything is going to be okay with him. I mean, obviously, he's got a GoFundMe. He's got a charity with this toy drive. Make sure you guys go ahead and donate to that. That would be tremendous for him and his family. Hopefully, he's going to end up being all right. And hopefully, he'll be able to live. Hopefully, he's not going to die, for obvious reasons. Now, look, I want to go ahead and talk about the NFL as far as I'm concerned, because the NFL, how they dealt with this situation, I know a lot of people have criticized them for going too slow with their decisions. But you know what? What matters is that the NFL got the correct call in the end. Sure, did the NFL take a little too long to make the decision in terms of canceling and postponing the game? Sure, they did. I mean, they probably should have done that within 30 minutes. But you know what? I can understand why they wanted to take their time, because this is just a situation where it is truly unprecedented as far as I'm concerned, because this is a situation where a lot of league officials, they haven't had to deal with a situation like this. And every time there's been a serious injury, every time something serious has happened, what has the NFL done on a consistent basis? They have typically played through it. When COVID happened, when it looked like all sports leagues were going to shut down, what did the NFL do? They just conducted an NFL draft from Roger Goodell's Zoom house. Okay, so that's exactly what they did, and they continued playing the games. Oh, someone got COVID? Okay, we'll just move the game to a different time. I mean, that's what the NFL is known for. They've known for adjusting on the fly, so they were trying to figure out all solutions. They didn't want to go ahead and make a rash judgment, not like Adam Silver for the NBA. Adam Silver, we all know that guy would have gone ahead and make irrational decisions. He would have made some rash judgments. For an example, when Rudy Gobert got the COVID, you know what? The Utah Jazz and the Oklahoma City Thunder, because they were playing against each other, they ended up having their game canceled because Adam Silver was like, yep, we're going to shut it down. And he didn't even give two thoughts about it. The NFL, they was like, okay, we got to talk about this with the officials. We got to talk about this with the Bills. Got to talk about it with the Bengals. Now, obviously, them trying to do the 5-minute warm-up, that's obviously not a good look. I obviously thought that the game should have been postponed. I mean, at this point, it looks like the NFL, they were going to cancel it. Now, me personally, what I'm hoping for is that they're going to resume the Monday night game next week, as in next Monday, and then they're going to continue that game. They're going to start it off, and then push Week 18 to a week back. And you guys are going to say, how about the NFL playoffs? How are they going to deal with this? Well, just push everything a week back. And you know what? The season can still finish on time. You just go ahead and play the Super Bowl 1 week after the conference championships are being played. And I know that's not ideal for Super Bowl week, but you know what? Some things have to be sacrificed. And honestly, that's very small in the grand scheme of things. I mean, obviously, a player's health is obviously more important than getting extra promos for an extra week of advertisements of a Super Bowl week. So obviously, they got to push everything a week back. But you also want the season to finish on time. You also want the Super Bowl to be played on time as well. I mean, if you do it that way, I feel like that's the best way for everyone to be satisfied. You take care of the guy's mental health first. Damar Hamlin, that is. Want to make sure we get his name down. You push Week 18 back. Okay, make sure everybody can go ahead and refocus. And you know what? you can still finish the season on time, because even though you push the playoffs a week back, there is 2 weeks between the conference championships and the Super Bowl. So you can go ahead and make that 1 week. And I know some people are going to ask, what about Pro Bowl weekend? Although that's really insignificant in the grand scheme of things, they can put the Pro Bowl after the Super Bowl. I mean, that's the way how the NFL used to do it before 2009, according to my research that I've done. The NFL, they used to do the Pro Bowl a week after the Super Bowl. So you know what? Maybe they should do it that way for this year. Just make sure everything's as convenient as much as possible. Now, I also want to address about the time when an NFL player died on the field. Chuck Hughes, that's his name. He was a wide receiver for the Detroit Lions. It happened in a 1971 game. It was the Chicago Bears versus the Detroit Lions. All right, Chuck Hughes, he catches a pass. Basically, he gets hit by Dick Butkus, something like that. And then he ends up getting a cardiac arrest. He ends up being taken to the hospital, and he ends up dying. Now, the NFL at the time, they decide, you know what, they're going to go ahead and finish their game. And even though there was only a minute left, I'm sure that if it was under today's climate, the NFL surely would not have tried to finish the game, at least at that moment. But that just shows you that the NFL, they had a tough situation on how to deal with this. They probably felt like there was a no-win situation. They wanted to make sure that the decision they were making was rational and well thought out. I mean, you can't just cancel a game we're just going to cancel the game. We're just going to act like, you know what, we're just going to act like that didn't exist whatsoever. I mean, that obviously was not the right thing to do, morally speaking. Now, like I said, though, I don't think that – I've heard some people say just count the Bills and the Bengals as a tie. And although I think that could be a potential good solution, I think the solution that I laid out to you guys is much better, because it's more fair that way. The game gets to be finished. And I'm sure if you ask Damar Hamlin if he wants the game to continue, he's going to say yes. And I'm not trying to be insensitive or anything like that, but Damar Hamlin, he's going to be the guy that says, you know what, go play. Go finish this game out. Go finish this out for me. Go finish it out and try to make sure that this game of football is being played. I'm sure that's what he's going to be thinking once he ends up being okay. And I hope that he's going to end up being okay. I hope I'm not offending anyone. I shouldn't be saying this, but I got to say this in case there's going to be someone in the comment section saying, you know what, you're being offensive. You're not really taking the guy's feelings into consideration. So that's why I'm saying it like this. So that way you guys know that I'm taking the guy's feelings into consideration. So that's what I'm telling you guys about Damar Hamlin. I mean, like I said, though, a tie wouldn't be the worst thing. But as far as I've heard something like a forfeit a Bills loss or something like that, I don't think that would be a very smart thing to do. I mean, you're kind of penalizing the Buffalo Bills for doing the right thing morally. I mean, obviously, you can't play a game after you just witnessed somebody had a cardiac arrest. I mean, this is not like someone getting a serious concussion or getting a career-ending injury. This is somebody whose life is potentially about to end, particularly at that time. You think NFL players are going to go ahead and put on their jock and their straps and set in their pads and say, we're going to play a football game after witnessing a massive potential heart attack where CPR was performed for over 9 minutes? You really think they're going to do that? So that's what I'm seeing from them. And I've also heard some people say that the vaccine, the COVID vaccine that is also a big reason why he collapsed. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to argue that. I mean, I do believe that could be a possible theory, but there needs to be more evidence before we need to consider that as an alternative. The more likely thing is probably something like he probably had a heart problem, and T. Higgins, the guy that hit him, you know what, that probably added up a lot of unfortunate parts, and it probably caused something in his heart to mess up. That's probably why he had the heart failure. That's what I'm saying, but I'm not a doctor. What the heck do I know anyway? Anyways, prayers to Damar Hamlin. That's what we need to be doing. So that is why I am just praying for the recovery of Damar Hamlin. That's also the solutions that I have for you guys. Go ahead, push Week 18 back a week, and just make Super Bowl week 1 week instead of 2 weeks while playing the Monday night game next week. So that's kind of the perspective that I'm looking. So just remember that. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking. Like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @DustinTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinTran and @SportsGuyTalking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below. Check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel Sports Guy Talking.